I have here a BMW X3 F25 with the n20 engine. On this car I will replace the valve cover. This car has an interesting history. The original engine was locked up and someone replaced the n20 engine with the n26. This is the first generation n20 that was with a vacuum actuated wastegate valve. The n26 is electronically actuated. They replaced the engine, they replaced the wiring harness, everything, but they didn't mount back the original vacuum pump, and at this moment there is no vacuum system for actuating the wastegate. The big problem that I see here, it's related to the exhaust gases. Always this car, even if we'll make it run perfectly, always will have a check engine light on. I think always will have the check engine light on because of the compression ratio. So on n20 there are two types of compression ratios. The first one is lower compression ratio, the one that was originally in this car. The second one is with a little bit higher compression ratio, and n26 is the same with a little bit higher compression ratio than the previous n20s. I suspect if you replace an n20 engine with the n26 and you'll have the second version with the electronically actuated wastegate valve, probably everything will be fine. But if you replace from the first generation directly to the n26, I suspect always you'll have a problem because of the exhaust gases. Always you'll have an error for the catalytic efficiency or something similar to that because of that compression ratio. The engine control unit, the software, the program will expect different values from the original engine, and the new engine will have a completely different exhaust gases. So with that, I'll replace the valve cover on this engine today. I'll try to see if the owner will receive the vacuum pump. He ordered the vacuum pump, he didn't receive it yet. I hope he will receive it at the end of today to be able to finish this job. If not, I'll try to see if I'll find the used one. The guys who replaced this engine, they didn't mount the original n20 vacuum pump on the engine, so this engine have a n26 vacuum pump that is not having that extra outlet for vacuum lines for the wastegate actuator. And also I will replace this breather hose from here. The original one is shorted on the heating element, and because of that there is a fuse blown in the module that I will replace that module also. And with this, if you are curious and you want to see how I'll do this job, don't go anywhere. Yeah, so I need to remove a couple of things in order to be able to remove and replace the valve cover and to make some room on the back end. First thing first, always when you work on the fuel system, you need to disconnect the battery. On these cars, if you move a door, if you move the car, if you move something, the system will try to prime the fuel rail, and if you open the fuel system, you'll have a mess up. After removing the battery, I will disconnect and remove the wipers because I need to remove this cover from here. I have here in this corner and in the other corner the same, these plastic rivets. To remove those first, I will try to see if I can unscrew the middle part. Sometimes this won't work. Let me see here also. This one is destroyed. Next, this central cover. And this reinforcement bar. This is held in place by a E14 screw here. Another one here. And two 10mm screws on this plastic bracket. From here I will disconnect this power supply. And also I will remove this cover from here because it will give me more access to work on the valve cover. And also I think I'll remove the microfilter housing. Yeah. Much better. Much better. Okay, now I can start to look, they connected a vacuum line to the PCV breed system. So on a n26, this breather from here will go in the air filter housing. Okay, so at this moment I need to remove the wiring harness. And to disconnect the oxygen sensors. I need to remove this plastic bracket from back here. And also there is a screw here behind. Oh, someone messed up that screw. Okay, I will leave that for the moment. I will continue with the harness. Need to disconnect the injectors, the fuel injectors. The ground connection, ground points for the ignition and fuel system. And the entire harness can be pushed aside. Okay, next I will start with the fuel system, and also I need to disconnect and remove the venous actuator valves. Next, I'll use some safety glasses. Always you need to use safety glasses when you work on fuel under pressure. And you already see why. The fuel is under high pressure here, but now the pressure is released. Now with 17 millimeter, I need to disconnect the lines from the high pressure fuel pump. Same, this will leak a little bit. Like so. Next I will remove the brackets for the high pressure rail, high pressure fuel rail. And I can move aside the high pressure fuel rail. Like so. And almost there. Next thing, the high pressure fuel pump. You need to be a little bit more careful when you're removing the high pressure fuel pump. You need to go slowly from both sides. You see the high pressure fuel pump, it's under tension. It's a spring loaded tension. I also want to remove this gasket. Nice. And disconnect this hose from here. And from down here. And I also need to disconnect the vacuum pump from back there. First thing, I need to disconnect the vacuum line for the brake booster. That is already damaged. Like so. The vacuum pump have 3 screws. They are with T30 from what I remember. Let me grab a shorter T30. To remove the vacuum pump, I need to hop up on the front of the car, so I will move you out of my way. So I told you with a very short T30. It's a T30. Let me see. Where is the... Come on. Okay. This is one. The second one is here. Come on. Okay, and the last one. And the last one is down here. Oh, this was tight. Okay. Now I can remove the vacuum pump. And as I told you, the n26 vacuum pump do not have the outlet for the wastegate actuator with only the outlet for the brake boost. So, and now I will start to remove all the screws for the valve cover. Okay, let's see everything. So at this moment I will need to be able to pull out the valve cover. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's looking good. It's looking good. Chain seems to be okay. Even so, on n20s after 2014 and n26s after that, they resolved the chain problem. There is the old cover. So now I will start to clean the surfaces for the new cover with the new gaskets. Okay, I'll do some WD-40 on a clean rag. Everything is going good except this area from here and this area from here. This damage is before the gasket. Normally for this I will recommend replacement of these two housing from here, brackets. I don't know exactly how they are called. But I think the gasket will make a good seal. But in the future, if moisture will enter here, will affect more and more. And I don't want to scrub it with something abrasive because I don't want to introduce in the engine things that I don't want to be there. Okay, so I think I'm ready. I have here a new valve cover with gaskets. And you can see this is an n20 valve cover. You can see the difference here. This is an n26. I don't know why he ordered the n20. I told him to order the n26. I'm not sure, but I suspect the interior tension of the spring for the diaphragm, it's a little bit different on n20s compared with n26. I'm not sure, but I suspect there is, because as I told you, the compression ratio it's different and the internal pressure of the engine may be different also. But I have this, I will go with this one. First thing, I will grease the gaskets because I want the gasket to be able to slide down perfectly where the gasket will supposed to be. If I won't grease the gaskets, probably if I will pinch, the gasket will remain pinched or kinked and I will have some oil leaks. And that's why always I'm greasing the gaskets. Like so, I have these ones here. And this one here. And last one is this one from here, from the vacuum pump. Something like that. Last check before I will mount the new valve cover and make sure that everything is clean. I don't have any impurities, any junk. My watch is on my wrist, it's not inside of the engine. Everything here is clean, everything is aside. Okay, so I can throw the new valve cover. The same when I'm mounting the valve cover, I'm trying to avoid touching everything with the gaskets, because if I will slide the gasket over this injector or over this lip, the gasket for down there, maybe I can pull out the gasket from the groove, and when I will put back and I will mount the valve cover, the gasket won't be in its place. I don't know. This is my opinion. So now I will start to put back all the screws. I think everything is down. Before I will torque down the valve cover, I will check to make sure that the gasket is sitting perfectly in every single area. Let's see up here. Yeah, it's there. Yeah, I can see it. Let me try here to see this corner. Oh yeah, it's perfect. It's perfect. Yeah, it's perfect. Everywhere it's perfect. Nice. Now I will use my torque wrench and I will set the torque wrench to 9 Newton meter. 22. 9. And I will start from here. And 9. This one is done. Next one is this one from here. 9. I will mark it. I will mark it. Okay, I'll do a final check to make sure all the screws are marked. That means all the screws are being torqued. Yeah. I mount back the Venus adjustment units. This normally will go down with 5 Newton meter. So the same, I will mark these screws to confirm myself that they are done, they are torqued. Here in the front I will replace this hose. As I told you at the beginning of this video, the heating element from here it's short circuit, and because of that I had a blown fuse in the main fuse module. Nice. Now I can connect back the plug, like so. Okay, now I need a vacuum pump. I need to call the owner to see if he got the vacuum pump or not. Still waiting for an answer for the vacuum pump, so I will mount the high pressure fuel pump meantime. Because I need to do something, I cannot stay and wait. Name treatment, a bit of grease on the gasket, and same like removing, need to go step by step with both screws. I also replaced this module. I have a brand new one here. As I told you, there is an internal fuse that is blown here in this module, and that fuse was blown by the heater element from the vent hose of the PCV system that was shorted to ground. What? The pins are bent from... And this is done. I also can mount back the fuel rail. Two hours later, finally, I found the used vacuum pump. I will replace it. First, I need to make sure to align the key of the vacuum pump the same position with the old one. Something like that. Like so. I think I need to use some grease. Make sure that everything is going without fighting. It's in. Next time to put back the screws. Good and tight. Nice. Okay. Connect the vacuum line back. After that I need to put back this plastic cover, the bracket. It'll stay here, something like this. Now it's nicer, so everything is connected. I have tightened these nuts already, and now I can connect back the battery. Where is my 10mm ratchet? It's here. Like so. Put back this thing. Now if I open the door, the fuel pump will prime. Don't see fuel, don't smell fuel. Okay, that is a good sign. The vacuum for the exhaust system, for the exhaust flap, I will disable that because someone convinced the customer to cut the flap from the exhaust, so this car don't have that anymore, so it's useless to reconnect back everything. And at this stage I will need the engine cover first to connect this reservoir, and I'll start the engine to see if everything is okay, and after that I will finish mounting everything back. So I will use the head with the T, and like so. Now, okay. Okay, okay, nice. Oh yeah. There is a ton of oil on the exhaust that is burning off now. Now I can start to mount back everything. Here 2 screws. This job is done. And as I told you at the beginning, check engine light on. Mixture control fuel air mixture to lean. But in rest, it's responding perfectly to acceleration. No other errors. Yeah. And this is all. Thank you for watching these videos. Again, thank you for being with me. And until next time, stay awesome. Bye now. This is not my car. My car is here.